Good morning. How is everybody's week and weekend? I hope it was good. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Come in, get comfy. Come in, you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, happy full moon that we had on the weekend. Good morning. Like I said, we're going to get started in just a minute. They're making themselves known. Nice. Give me 1 second. Okay. I had my speaker hooked up to my phone, and I want to make sure it's not going to interfere with anything. I was listening to this playlist that I'm going to share with y'all in the tribe. It's such a vibe. Great for manifesting, especially like trips or relationship. I'll share it with y'all in the tribe, and you can listen. I love it. So good morning. I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you. We celebrated Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot of happy birthday wishes and everything. So yeah, level 44. So not too bad. But welcome in. If you're new here, this is our weekly Tarotscope. This is where we get together every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we look at the week ahead, okay? We want to know what's coming up so we can use it to our advantage, or we can work through something, whatever's going on. We want to know what to expect, right? This energy is for you to use on a personal, and you might see it happen on a collective basis, right? So for example, last weekend, right, we had the Three of Cups on Friday, and then we had the King of Pentacles in reverse on Saturday, and then we had the Hanged Man in reverse on Sunday, okay? So for me, how it worked out for me was on Friday, we got together, me and some friends, we went to dinner, we went to listen to some live music, we had a great time. And then on Saturday, we went to dinner, and we were supposed to go to another location to listen to my friend's husband play, but we got denied entry because they said that they were at capacity, which was not completely true. But I was thinking, as that was happening, I was like, there's that King of Pentacles in reverse. Like, I wanted to go and sit and listen to the live music and experience this great evening, have a glass of wine, whatever, like the King of Pentacles would love to do, but it was essentially denied. So what do? We just shifted and we created new plans, right? So this is how the Tarotscope can work for you. It can tell you what is likely to happen. That way you can pivot if you need to. You can use the energy to manifest, to make decisions on, okay? So that's how it can work out. I just wanted to give y'all an example. But what we're going to do first is we are going to balance out the heart chakra, okay? We balance out the heart chakra with this bowl that is attuned to the frequency of the heart chakra, because we keep a lot right here, okay? We want to cleanse it out. We want to power it up. We want it to be working at its full capacity. That way, when we are manifesting, we're planting those seeds, they can grow, and that energy is flowing nicely, okay? Now, is your heart chakra the only one that gets blocked? No. But it is, let's say the majority of the time, the one that is at least one is blocked is going to be your heart chakra, okay? Just because we learn through relationships, we hold a lot in our chest, right? So we want to make sure that we cleanse this out, we balance it, and everything's running nice and smoothly, okay? So all you do as the bowl is singing, Sit up if you can with your feet on the floor, spine straight if you can. If you cannot, just sit as comfortable as you can, but try to keep your spine as aligned as possible. Because again, we're like an electrical system. The energy is moving, right? So we want to be aligned. Okay, all you're going to do is just relax and listen to the bowl sing. Okay, you're going to take nice deep cleansing breaths. You're going to breathe in, pick up the heaviness, and breathe out. Then you can breathe in the good, positive energy, and then just breathe out, okay? Whatever visualization works for you. So here we go. It only lasts a few seconds. Nice deep breaths. Now let's all collectively take one super deep breath in. Expand your lungs, pick up all that heaviness, all the fear, all the anxiety, all the worry, and blow it out. Just let it go, okay? It is not yours to carry around. All right. So what we're going to do first is we are going to get our fairy blessing. This is our blessing for the week. Then we are going to get the overall message through the divination book, and then you all are going to pick the tarot deck that I use, okay? After I do the tarot reading, then I get into oracle cards to solidify the messages and just get deeper into everything. So as we're going through this, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask, because this is conversational. This is a collective reading, so please don't ask for a private reading right here. If you need a private reading, everything is linked in my bio, okay? But feel free to ask questions about spirituality, tarot, numerology, all those things, and I would be happy to answer them as we're going through this, okay? What is my star sign? You haven't been able to guess? Oh, well, try it and see. All right, let's see. What is our fairy blessing for this week? And as I'm shuffling, you can focus on the deck. My Venus is in Virgo. You can focus on the deck as I'm shuffling. Put your energy into the deck. That way it's going to connect more with you as we're doing the reading, okay? So we're asking this deck, what is our fairy blessing for the week? What is our fairy blessing for this week? Okay, we have the blessing of the Butterfly Queen, number 3, okay? So 3, as we know, if you're not new here, you know we talk about numerology all the time, right? 3 is about creation. It's the masculine, feminine coming together to create something. It is about expression of that energy, okay? It's also about communication. So here we have the Butterfly Queen. This is about transformation. We are coming out of Mercury retrograde, like it just went direct today. We are still in the shadow period for a while, right? But we just also had the full moon in Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius really wants the transformation. Aquarius is the one that's like, stop living that programmed life and let's create something new. Let's go against the grain of what society thinks we're supposed to do and be uniquely yourself, right? So we have this Butterfly Queen, and I'll read her to you. Let's see what she wants to say to you. And I'll check y'all's comments in just a minute. The fairy gift of graceful change and transfiguration. To you is granted the fairy gift of transformation and change. Your life is re-becoming, and all obstacles will be broken through until you take flight into the life you have recreated so courageously. The fairies are gifting you with all you need to move through a time of great expansion, change, growth, and tumult with integrity, grace, and tenacity. Your time to be reborn is approaching, and the Butterfly Queen will be with you as you transform and reshape your life. As you change, even as you struggle at times, you will inspire and grow and rework your life in magical ways. The ancient caretakers of the planet are the Fae, and their presence will be with you as you transform. You have beauty, and your presence will be bright and joyful, bringing so much to others, but most of all, bringing a deep contentment and fulfillment to yourself. Focus on all you wish to see grow and become more at this time, and know with great and firm conviction that you are blessed and beloved and precious human child. So I love that, right? Because, you know, a lot of people think that our spiritual awakening, our expansion and ascension and all that stuff is just like a one-time thing. But it's not, because you go through layers. We have so many layers to us because as we've been growing up, we've been packing those layers on, right? And the layers are what people tell us we're supposed to be like, who people say we are. And it's just all of this stuff that we have to just consciously peel back over and over again. Just like the butterfly goes through their metamorphosis, right? They have to completely dissolve their entire body to be reborn as a butterfly. And it's a process. So us humans, we have to go through a process of growth and expansion, but we have to dissolve that ego, which the ego is who you think you are or who you were told to be. That makes sense? So transformation happens in layers. That's why you see it all the time. That's why we talk about it all the time, because it's not just a one-time deal. Okay, it's not a one and done. And a lot of people get stuck in that and they feel bad and they start really speaking negatively about themselves or whatever, because they're like, well, I'm supposed to be healed by now. You know, I'm supposed to be transforming. It's like, no, it is a process. Okay, so give yourself grace. It is a perfect card to start the week. All right, I gotta hold this up so I can see. Yeah, onion layers, yep. Okay, you're having some great guesses. I am an Aries rising, Leo sun, Sagittarius moon. All fire. Can I please tell you more about the 3 energy? Yeah, so the three has to express itself. Otherwise, it's going to be, it kind of like it goes stir crazy, okay? The 3 really wants, like, if you're a life path 3, you are like a musician, you're a poet, you are an artist, something, because it's a very flowy energy. And again, the 3 is the 1 and the 2 combined. So the masculine, feminine combined to create something. So you are meant to produce something in whatever way has significance to you. I was just sitting here thinking about cakes. Yes, Marlo, cakes have layers. Thank you for that. I was like, ooh, cake. But so yeah, the 3 needs to express itself. Is there only one way to do tarot? People do it so differently on here. Yes and no. Okay. Tarot is a process. It's essentially like ritualistic, okay? There are certain ways to do tarot. There are certain ways not to do tarot. What you see all over social media, 98% of the time is not real tarot, okay? But you have to use your discernment, okay? Because it's everywhere. So yeah, there is a real way, a correct way to perform tarot, and the majority of what you see is not real. Okay, let me make sure I got that. Someone said 3 is a logical number as well. No, 3 is more emotional. 1s, 5s, and 7s are logical. So yeah, 3s are more like spiritual, emotional, sensitive type of energies. So like 3, 6, 9 are gonna be kind of like a mutable sign, right? It likes to move. It likes to, it's very sensitive. It likes to tap in. And then 2, 4, and 8 are more so, they're like the power numbers of like business and all of that. So yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let's do the divination book. We're gonna get a reading for the entire week, right? This is gonna be our overall energy, and then y'all are gonna choose the tarot deck that I use to pull for each day, okay? This book is my baby. I wrote this for you all. I wrote it 3 times. It's available on Amazon. Almost 500 copies sold. I still can't believe it. But it's called Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess. What it is, what a divination book is I have all of the tarot cards in here. I have a reading for each tarot card, direct and reverse. And what you do is you knock on the book, you connect to it through the energy centers of your palms, and you ask the book a question. You can just ask it, what is my message for today? What do I need to know today? And then you just intuitively turn to a page because all the cards are mixed up. You just intuitively turn to a page and that's your reading for the day. And the reason why I called it Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess is because each reading is designed to help you take your power back. It's designed for you to start the day in your sovereignty, in your power, so you know exactly how to move through the day. So I'll show you, okay? So we're gonna knock on the book. We're gonna connect to it. We're gonna set our intentions. We're gonna focus our energy. And there's instructions inside the book, okay? So don't worry. Nice deep breaths. And you can focus on this book as I'm doing this right now and ask the book, what is our overall message for this week? What is our overall message for this week? And then we just intuitively turn to a page. Okay, we got the Knight of Wands reversed, okay? This is a minor arcana, so it's not a heavy energy. It is like a little nuanced type of energy. So I'll read it to you and then we'll talk about it some more. All of these readings are focused on like the day, but we're using this for the week. So I'm going to replace today as this week, okay? So it says, this week you drew the Knight of Wands reversed. It says, whoa there, goddess. The energy is all over the place and it will take your power and discipline to rein it back in. It is a good idea to evaluate your plans for the week. What needs to be accomplished and what fun things are you trying to fit in? The unfocused energy could land you in trouble if the day gets away from you or the week gets away from you and all you've done is play. So prioritize, accomplish, and then go play. Your future self will thank you. So when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, he can be kind of like flaky and flighty. He's all over the place because his energy is not focused, right? So here we have the blessing of transformation, right? The butterfly queen. And here we have the message of the Knight of Wands. It's like everything's all over the place. So it's telling you that the decisions you make this week, the work that you do this week needs to be in alignment with the transformation you're wanting to experience. Okay. Now the transformation could be a goal. It could be a new habit. It could be whatever it is you want it to be. But with the Knight of Wands energy in reverse, we are still coming out of Mercury retrograde. So the energy can feel a bit wonky. We have a, that new sturgeon, or sorry, full sturgeon moon in Aquarius that we're coming off of. Okay. So it can still feel the energy is wonky and it's telling you, focus your energy, prioritize what you want to experience, what you want to achieve this week, make a list, then get it done and go play. Okay? Does that make sense? Kind of like how we teach our kids, get your chores done first and then go play. I'm going to set this over here so I remember which one we pulled. Does that make sense to you all? Yes, it's on the Zon. It's linked in my bio. Okay, so if you go to my profile, TikTok, if you go to my profile, it's linked in my bio. YouTube, if you go to my profile, it's also linked in the bio, but it should be linked in the description. But if not, you can easily find it on Amazon, Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess. Okay, so let's choose our tarot deck. This one is Tarot of Mystical Moments, deck number 1. Deck number 2, Tarot Mucha. Vote in the comments, please. Please only vote one time so we can keep track of which deck gets the most popular vote, okay? So deck 1 or deck 2? Tarot of Mystical Moments or Tarot Mucha? I like saying that. 1 or 2? TikTok is getting after it. It looks like 2s might be getting it on TikTok. YouTube, you're a little slow coming in. Deck 1, deck 2. And it's funny, typically when I pull up Tarot Mucha, y'all always pick that one. So it's interesting. So 1 or 2. I'll give it just a few more seconds to get your votes in. So YouTube has deck 1 so far. I think TikTok has deck 2. Well, now YouTube is tied. Yeah, I use my iPad and I use my phone for both platforms because me and technology are not the best of friends yet. I'm working on it. Plus the fact that TikTok Studio only works on PCs and I have Mac. So, okay, so I think 2s have it. Sorry, YouTube. So we'll use Tarot Mucha. It's a great deck. Yeah, we do have to start somewhere. It's, you know, I'm learning. I mean, I've learned a lot since I started my business several years ago. I've learned a lot about, you know, building a website, doing all this other stuff. So yes, it is a process. We're learning how to be friends, me and technology. Let's see. Let me get these nice and shuffled. Let me do one more time. How are you all enjoying the tarot challenge? I've got the new video that's going to drop in a little bit. After this live, I'll drop the new video for today. But I love the posts and the tribe that you all are showing, your sacred space, your readings, all of that. So I hope you're enjoying the tarot challenge. I'm loving it. So, yeah. All right. Really loving it? Good. It's been amazing. Awesome. Let's see. What do we need to know this week? I'm going to pull one card for each day this week to reveal the energy of that day. And we're going to talk about it. Having a good time with your tiny cards. They're so cute. I love it. They're pocket size. All right. Let's see the energy of today, Monday. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. So when the Ace of Wands shows up in reverse, it's kind of like the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's scattered energy. Okay. So you can feel a little bit unfocused, which is not going to be abnormal because we just had that full moon and we have Mercury station direct today. Okay. So it's kind of like you've been on a boat for a while and now you're stepping onto land and you're like, whoa, okay. Like, let me get my bearings. Okay. So the Ace of Wands, again, could be feeling just a bit scattered energy, maybe a little bit sleepy, and that's okay. So you just want to make sure that you're aware if it affects your mood or if it's affecting somebody else's mood. That would be your indication of, okay, they're just feeling the effects of the planetary alignments shifting and I'm not going to take this personal, right? Yeah, Mercury's direct today. Woohoo! Tarot challenge is fun and great information. Good. I'm new, so I'll have to check it out. Oh, well, good. Yeah, please do. We're having a lot of fun. Okay, let's look at tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow we have the Devil in reverse. Talk about transformation. Major Arcana energy tomorrow. This would be making a decision that liberates you. Something, it's like it's the ultimate opportunity for you to step into your power, to realize that you are not weak, you are not limited, it's like the Wizard of Oz, right? You have the ruby red slippers, okay? So this is perfect to go with our fairy blessing of transformation because she wants you to realize that you've had the power all along. You just didn't know it because you were never told that. You were made to believe that somebody else has the power and you have to wait. We don't do that here, okay? So Tuesday is a great day to make a decision that liberates you to decide to step out of something that you feel like has been holding you back. It could be your career. It could be a thought pattern. It could be like, like self-doubt and all that. It could be negative habits. It could be a relationship. I mean, there's so many different things. You guys, I've seen relationships break up over this Mercury retrograde, like significant ones. And I'm like, oh, it's about right. Especially with the full moon in Aquarius. I was like, yeah, that checks out. So anywho, yeah, tomorrow being a major arcana, great day for big decisions, because this card's also ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn, it rules the career of, your reputation. It can help you with your career. It's like Capricorn and Virgo can influence your career, but this is like you're making major steps, because Capricorn is the goat. Capricorn wants to find a way to get to new heights. So there you go. You can't do it though if you're in that negative vibration, if you're in that negative mindset, right? So you're stepping out of this. You're realizing that you don't have to play that game anymore. Okay? Let's look at Wednesday. There's the that's the page of wands in reverse. This deck is different. Sometimes the knights or the pages look like knights. Okay, so this is the page of wands in reverse. So all this fiery energy, which is interesting. So when the page of wands is in reverse, it can be a message of maybe plans change, or it's kind of like an energy where you feel like, how do I describe this? I always like to say there's like a disturbance in the force. So when there's a disturbance in the force, it's kind of like my spidey senses are telling me something, but I'm not quite sure. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to those spidey senses. It could be maybe that you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit immature, and that's not going to be the best thing, right? So you notice that this day is not the most productive day for communication, okay? Even though it is a 3-day, not the best day for communication, or it's kind of like you're talking and somebody else is just not listening, or they are getting triggered by something. So just be aware that the communication is still a little bit wonky, because Mercury's still trying to like get its whole direct flow, right? We have like a week and a half, 2 weeks until it's like completely direct, right? All the energy has settled down. So just know it could be a child that you're dealing with, or somebody who's very immature, or it could be you just kind of feeling out of sorts. And so you're like, let me pull my energy back. Let me step into my power, right? Because we have the Knight of Wands as the overall energy, and he's reversed too. So it's like, I acknowledge this energy is scattered. Let me step back into my power, okay? You always have that ability to step back into your power when you feel like you've kind of slid out into this wonky type of vibration. Makes sense? Okay, let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So this could be two messages, okay? When the Five of Swords is in reverse, it can indicate that if there is a situation that arises on Thursday where somebody wants to argue with you, there is no point in getting trapped in that argument, because it is a lose-lose situation. Okay, just letting you know, there is no point. Consider the source, consider the energy that's influencing, and do not get involved in any type of conflict, because it will not benefit you. Okay? If there has been conflict, there is the opportunity to kind of like lay your swords down and be like, you know what, I'm done with this. Something needs to shift, right? Because this is not, it's not working for me. So just be aware on Thursday, again, energy can be wonky. Don't get sucked into any conflict. This doesn't even have to be personal. It could be something that you see on social media or whatever. It's like there's no point in arguing with people, because most people just want to be right. They don't care what they're saying. They just want to be right. They just need to vent, and they will do anything just to stir up conflict, because some people thrive on conflict. So don't give them that energy, okay? School starts Thursday. Oh, wow. Ours starts tomorrow. So yeah, pretty crazy already. Let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the Three of Wands, which is interesting because last Friday we had the Three of Cups. So this Friday, plans should be good. Okay, it's a great time to spend with people that you get along with. There might be some sort of reward, I guess you could call it a reward, or like a proof of progress that happens on Friday. Because the Three of Wands is all about your ships coming in and watching it come in and seeing what's been going on beneath the surface, okay? Because water always represents emotions and the subconscious in tarot, okay? So they're looking out over this water and they're seeing the ships. The ships are essentially like the seeds that they planted within the universe. It's like the things that I've sent out, my manifestations, I see them coming in, okay? So this is good. This is a great time for partnerships, great time for communication, great time to see results coming through, okay? I thought I missed a message. Never mind. Okay, let's look at Saturday. Saturday, we have the Tower in reverse. Holy cow. Thank goodness it's in reverse, okay? When the Tower is in reverse, this is about you making big, bold moves or witnessing big, bold moves. And the reason that this is happening is because whatever was going on before, it was not meant to last a lifetime, okay? So let's say you are making big, bold moves, right? Because when it's in reverse in a future position, this would be like you are doing this, okay? Or it's something you see on a collective level that is not as scary as if it was direct. Does that make sense? So when it's in reverse, you are making big, bold moves. You are like power moves. You are like tearing something down that you know just is not right for you. So this goes perfectly with the butterfly queen transformative type of energy. Okay. So yeah, big, bold moves happening. But if it's not you doing it, it's you witnessing it and knowing that it's going to be good for the greater good, you know, good for the collective. Sunday, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. All these wands energy. It's almost like the cards know, right? So when the Five of Wands is in reverse, again, there could be some sort of tension. It's not as bad as the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is like conflict and arguments and just BS, okay? The Wands energy can be one of two things, okay? It can be feeling this tension and again, not getting sucked into it, but it can also indicate the ability to come together, to come to an understanding, because the Five of Wands, when it's direct, it's kind of like we have too many people trying to be in charge and not enough people wanting to work together. Makes sense? Too many chefs, right? So, essentially, when we see it from a different energy, from a different perspective, it can be we come together and we finally start working together on something. So that would be a good day to you know, maybe have communication with somebody that you do value. Maybe there's a good partnership here and you come together and you start working together. Maybe there's an event that finally has some resolve this weekend, like a negative event from last week or last month, whatever's going on, that you finally have some resolve with. Does that make sense? All I seem to pull lately is seconds. Oh, wands, okay. You'll get it out eventually. Yeah, I mean, we got the Knight of Wands reversed. We have all of this fiery energy. So again, it's this energy is kind of all over the place. And so it's you that needs to be in charge of your own self. And just like, I'm not going to get sucked into drama. I'm not going to get sucked into this wonkiness. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing because I understand that everything I do is part of my journey, part of my transformation, part of my intention setting. And then everything winds up being more copacetic for you. Okay. The card for Wednesday is the Page of Wands in reverse. You close on Friday? Okay. Nice. That's good, Ashley. Perfect. Look, here we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse underneath the deck. So it's paying attention to how much are you putting out and what are you getting in return. Okay. Making sure that what you invest in is going to liberate you. Make sense? You're new here? Well, welcome. All right, so let's get some oracle cards and see what else we need to know for this week. Control oneself, not others. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing that I try to teach everybody, and I try to teach my kids. It's like, you can't make somebody be something or do something that they don't want, right? So all you can do is respond in a way that works best for you. And that could be, if they don't want to acknowledge there's an issue or remedy the issue, then you have to make the decision to excuse yourself, right? Because it's like, am I going to keep putting myself in this scenario where I feel like crap, where there's conflict, where I feel like my growth is stunted? You know, it's just not the best type of thing. So then you decide, no, I love myself enough to make the decision to maybe pivot. Tuesday is the devil in reverse. People that are very controlling is because they struggle to control themselves. 100%. Yep, 100%. All right, let's see. What else do we need to know this week? Look at that. We have the door to value. So this, I was sitting here looking at the devil in reverse, right? I like to look at the cards when I'm shuffling because I go into like a meditative state. And this liberation is you stepping into this door to value. And it's asking you, I've got goosebumps. It's asking you, what do you value? What do you value? What is it truly that you are putting up on a pedestal? Is it yourself? Do you value yourself? Is it other people? Are you valuing other people more than you value yourself? Like, what's going on here? Do you value your peace? Do you value your financial stability? Whatever it is, okay? And this is saying it's not just about money. It's about you. Think about Taurus energy, right? Taurus rules the second house, and that is your values and resources, but it's also your self-love, how you value yourself, right? And it's number 31. So there's that 3 again. And 1 is initiation. It's God source energy. It is masculine energy, right? So this is telling you that you can open this door to value, but you have to want to. Okay? Because it comes together as a 4. 4 is you have to look logically at the situation, and you need to do what is necessary to open that door and to keep it open. Okay? How do you potentially keep slamming it shut on yourself? What decisions do you need to make? What moves do you need to make to get this door open? How can you show yourself and show the universe that you value yourself? You value your life. You value your journey. You value your abilities. Okay? So this is good. This one. Tomorrow is a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. You know, I just saw that. I just saw that online. Excuse me. This morning, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun." You're on your way home. Whatever. Hey, Elias. Thank you for popping in. Y'all need to make sure you follow Elias too. And follow Dylan right there. That's my son. He's trying to get his photography page built up. You came in on the perfect card. Well, I'm glad you're here. Whoops. Okay, apparently I'm having difficulty shuffling today. All right, what else do we need to know about? You know, Ashley, and this goes great for you closing on your home. Look at that. Like the doors are opening. That's exciting. I just had that thought. And the doors are red. Why? Why do you think the doors are red? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to wait because I want to hear y'all's interpretation. Passion, okay. Prosperity. Fast movement. Love, okay. Their power. Red, grounding, power. Abundance. So, oh, look at that. Oh, I like that microphone. That was cool. That was awesome. The doors are angry. They can be if they're this way. Okay, so when you learn tarot with me, you learn about colors, okay? Because colors have significance in tarot and oracle, all right? So colors represent different psychological things, and they flow with the universe. So red represents power, okay? So when we see it on a card like this is telling you that you have the power. Why do you think Dorothy's slippers were red? She had the power, okay? So these doors is telling you you have the power to open them or to keep them shut. Get it? Okay? Stick with me and you'll learn some stuff. If you want to learn tarot and all of that, then it's linked in my bio. It's in my tribe, okay? But yeah, red represents power. It is power. It is passion. Yes, it can be linked to love, but all of those are very powerful energies. So yeah. Yep, she had the power all along. Yep. Your value is also linked to self-perceived power. Yes, yes, yes. And that's the thing that we focus on here is personal power, okay? I don't ever want you to think that you have to always rely on me or another spiritual practitioner to make it through your journey. You do not, okay? We are here to help you realize that you have the power yourself, okay? I will teach you the things so you can help yourself, okay? All right, what else do we need to know this week? Here we have slow and steady in reverse. This card likes to come out, especially in my personal readings. So I'll read this to you because it's a great message. So it's number 12. There's that 3 again. Which is funny because Mercury just went direct, right? Mercury rules communication. Okay, so slow and steady wins the race, but this is in reverse, okay? It says, pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success, but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down, breathe, meditate. You're not a human doing, you are a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus on the now, breathing in the beauty of your surroundings, will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. All fruits ripen in their own time. Okay? So this goes perfectly with the Knight of Wands in reverse that we pulled for the overall energy. The Knight of Wands is very impulsive. Okay, that's why he's so scattered, because he's just impulsively doing things and it leads him nowhere. It would be like 1 step forward and 5 steps back. Okay, so when you are focused on what it is you want to accomplish, you need to understand that those things can take time. Just like when I teach tarot, I always tell them it is a process to learn tarot. Anybody that tells you that you can learn tarot fast is lying. Okay, tarot is a whole new language. It's like learning Spanish or French or German, anything, okay? So understand that whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, do not react. Do not be impulsive. Be strategic, okay? Put in the time, energy, and effort. Invest in your future and it will pay off. These two are speaking to me from Saturday, transforming to learn how to be. Yeah. When you learn how to be, oh man, that is powerful in itself. When you realize that you don't have to react to everything, but you can take time and respond and be intentional about that response. Yeah, it's powerful. Powerful, powerful. Let me move this over here. I only use this deck every now and then whenever it calls my attention. So it did. So let's see what it wants to tell us this week. I feel like, honestly, you guys, I feel like this week is going to be a very powerful week, which is why we have that Knight of Wands in reverse, because when we have power, like when the energy is high, it can make us feel scattered. It can make us feel like, because it's something you don't normally feel, right? So you automatically start to think, oh gosh, something's wrong, but it's just the energy. It's just the strong vibration. So it's really good for you to ground yourself, to ground, connect, and protect, right? We know to do this. And know that this is energy that you can use. But if you aren't focused, if you aren't grounded, if you aren't intentional, then it can seem really wonky, okay? It feels powerful already. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too. All right. Let's see. The Elk and Ash Strength. Oh, I love that. And it's number 8. Look at that. I'll read it to you so you get the full message. So we were talking about power, right? Well, power is strength. Think about the strength card in tarot. That is about taming the ego, taming the fear, being in your sovereignty, in your power, understanding how it works, not being afraid, all of that, okay? So that's what we were referring to when I was saying, when you learn how to respond with intention and you're intentional about everything, I mean, it's the ultimate power move. It's the ultimate alignment, okay? So let's see what the card wants to tell us. Okay. Elk are colossal creatures crowned with substantial antlers. Known to cover great distances over difficult terrain, they are symbols of strength and endurance. Likewise, ash trees are sturdy and resolute, able to flourish even in harsh environments. So when this card is upright, you are called to gather your strength ahead of a challenge. Face it with confidence in your own stamina. See, we were just talking about slow and steady, right? Tame any unruly elements that try to derail you. Wow. So this is why this deck was calling my attention, because it needed to partner with the message of this entire reading. Okay? The energy may feel wonky. It may feel a little bit like this, but that's how it feels when you get into a new vibration or the energy is building. If you don't recognize it, if you don't know it's happening, then it can throw you into that fear mindset. And this whole reading is telling you not to be in that fear mindset, to call your power back, to understand how this works, how it develops, and then you'll experience great results. Okay? Especially with this Devil in reverse showing up for tomorrow. Okay, that liberation energy. I know I keep saying that, but that's the message that keeps coming through strongly in my head. Liberation. Let's do this one. Let's see. What else do we need to know this week? This is the Soul Helper Oracle. This is a message from your higher self. So we'll see what it wants to tell us. Ooh, I like this. It's 21. There's another 3. Recognize despair as an opportunity. Within it, you will find the gift of awakening. So what is despair? Despair is like disappointment. It is dissatisfaction. It is sadness for things that didn't work out the way you thought they would, right? And this is telling you this is your opportunity to grow. You grow the most when things don't work out the way you thought they would, right? Because we have to learn that we are powerful. We are co-creators, we are manifestors, we're all those things, but we need these experiences to really get us to wake up to that fact. Because typically we're just reacting to life instead of moving through life and being intentional about life. Okay? So whatever happens this week is telling you this is an opportunity. We have the butterfly queen telling you there's great transformation happening, even though maybe you don't see it in this grand way. Sometimes transformation begins as these little movements, these little energies. Okay, we're peeling back those layers. Yeah, feeling helpless is despair. Yeah. All right, what else do we need to know this week? And the thing about this card, you know, I'm sitting here looking at it, staring at it while I'm shuffling, right? And, excuse me, one of the things, it reminds me of the 5 of Cups in tarot, right? It's somebody focusing on the spilled cups. And that's how you can be stuck in despair. And you're just like, gosh, all these things, one thing after the other, and it's just like nothing ever works out for me, and blah, blah, blah. And you start going through this broken record of negativity. Well, then guess what? You get more of that in your life because you've already set that intention. So you have to decide that, you know what, something not so great happened, but I'm not going to let this be the theme of my life. Okay? You can't let that happen. Otherwise, it's just going to be an endless broken record of disappointment. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry that happened. All right, let's see. Look at this. We have the crossing initiation. I love this. This reminds me, if y'all are not new here, you'll know that I always talk about the Indiana Jones where he has to like confidently step out on this pathway that he can't even see, but he has to trust that it's there. So I like this. So it's number 54. 5 is something has pivoted, something has changed. It is movement, okay? 4 is thinking logically. It's being intentional. And then when we bring it together, it is 9. 9 is a higher degree of the 3 that we've been seeing, okay? 9 is awareness. It is wisdom. It is things coming to completion. It's a very high vibration, all right? So let me read this to you. Oops. Oh, yeah, it's in here. Okay. The crossing, rite of passage, initiation. Excuse me. You have come to stand on one side of a river. The opposite bank leads into the darkness of the eternal cave, where the old dies and then is born again. Sounds like transformation. This is a place where time is forgotten and the seasons cease their dance and stand still, as if in a temporary repose. You must cross the river now, honoring and respecting this transition, for it's time to say goodbye to your old ways of navigating your world. Don't be afraid. You've come to the edge of the river because you're ready. You're ready to let go of what doesn't serve you and all the ways in which you kept yourself from truly living. Intimacy requires vulnerability and truth. You can strip away the masks and the barriers of false strength to discover what you're really made of. Okay? Step in the boat waiting for you. Let it carry you into the cave where the shadows are waiting to be illuminated so you can be born again into the world without denial or artifice. Making a crossing is a beautiful, powerful act of the highest love. So this is you making the decision to step into this initiation, to step into this new way of being, okay? So the only thing is, you have to decide this. You can't be pushed into it. You can't be coerced, because if you are, then it's not going to work, right? You have to be willing to step in, to illuminate the things that you know have been programmed into you, the ways you're holding yourself back. I mean, all of that, right? We have to shine light on that, bring it awareness, and then that way it doesn't have control over you anymore. I always tell my students, like my tarot students or my QMA students, I'm like, you know what? Spend this year with me, spend this time with me, and I guarantee you will not be the same person when you're finished. When you learn a divination practice, when you learn something that puts the power of your life in your hands, you have no choice but to transform. You will never be the same person. It's so empowering when you let it be empowering. If you're using it for egoic control, then you're going to get the karma slapping you right in the face. Just let you know. Learning is living, yeah. All right, let's get our money message for the week. I've been trying to keep it positive amongst all the pressure that seems to be reflected out. Good. Remain positive. Remain that you are constantly in power. You're in control here, and be intentional about your decisions. All right, let's see. What is our money message for this week? What is our money message for this week? Okay, so we have unreliable, all right? There's 3 ways to resonate, okay? There's some confusion regarding money. If there's confusion, then we have to bring awareness to that. We need to shine light on that. Why is there confusion about your money, about your finances? Are you trusting in lack more than you're trusting in abundance? And I know the majority of us have been shown more lack than abundance, so we naturally fall into that trust of lack, but you have to go against the grain here. You have to be that rebel that says, no, money can come to me from any place. I'm trusting more in abundance than I am in lack, because lack is a lie. Okay? Number 2, people are not following through on their promises and not pay on time. Here's the thing. If you're waiting on someone to pay you and they're not paying on time, then they need to go. If you are not paying on time, that's another thing. You're setting that intention that you don't have money and you're choosing lack. Okay? You're showing the universe that you cannot be trusted with abundance. You are self-sabotaging. Okay? Number 3, expected money may not materialize. Again, negative thinking. Okay? This is all meant to wake you up. You can shift this energy with your intentions. And I know some people don't believe it, but I swear to you, it works. Okay? You cannot accept what you've been told about money and wealth and financial stability. You need to be the rebel to say, you know what? The universe wants me to be abundant. When I use my money intentionally, then I benefit from it tenfold, right? When I invest in myself by paying my bills on time, investing in my learning, investing in whatever it is you're wanting to experience, then the universe will bring that money right back to you tenfold. Hang on, I gotta verify myself. And there's Douglas. Do you understand what I'm saying about money? When you set the intention that I'm using this intentionally for my growth, for my security, for all these things, then the universe responds like, oh yeah, totally. And here's more. Okay? So playing the lottery isn't a good idea? I mean, I'm gonna leave that up to you. What's my YouTube? It is actually linked in my bio. It's at 22 Guru, I believe, or at 22.guru, but it is linked in my bio, so you can go directly to it. All right, let's see what else. Because yeah, all right, we got that one. We got pathway number 35. Again, there's the 3, and then here we have 8. So you are creating change. You decide what's coming. Here's the butterflies, right, for the transformation. Okay, because we have the butterfly queen showing up, right? So you are deciding what needs to change and how you're going to move down this pathway. You decide what you're going to experience. When we bring them together, it is 8. 8 is about power. 8 is karmic energy. 8 is financial abundance. So again, here, you are deciding. You have to transform the way that you express, the way you want to move through this path, all right? Watch what you say, watch what you think, and watch your emotions, because those are the 3 things, the trifecta of manifestation, okay? So you are in control here. You decide if you're going to go down this path. You decide what you're going to experience on this path, okay? Spirit animal, yeah? Douglas makes sure we know he's happy. Yeah. Douglas, he is the gatekeeper for sure. All right, so let's get the Rebel deck. Almost looks like my pathway to the forest when we did that meditation last month. Yeah, it kind of looks like mine too. Yeah. All right, so this is the Rebel deck. If you get your feelings hurt easily, it's time to scroll away. This deck will call you out, and sometimes it will hurt your feelings. But we love it here, so yeah. All right, what is our message for this week? What is our message for this week? Perfect. Don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Well, isn't that what we were talking about with the slow and steady in reverse? When you are trying to force something to happen, you are trying to control the situation instead of working with the universe, okay? When something comes to you, it is meant to be. Now, does that mean that you be lazy and you sit on your couch and you're expecting everything to drop into your lap? No, it means you use your natural abilities, you set the intentions, and you take divinely inspired action, okay? You cannot just sit and expect things to happen. It doesn't work that way. You have to play a part in this, okay? So make sure that when an opportunity presents itself, especially if it's something that you know is gonna get you to where you've been wanting to be, then you jump on that opportunity, okay? If it doesn't align with you, if you feel like it's something that's gonna lead you down the wrong path, then let it go, okay? But don't try to force something that is not meant for you. This is relationships, careers, clothes. I mean, let's be honest, right? It just makes it uncomfortable. You're so very welcome. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Heather. So yeah, don't fucking force it. Let that shit come to you and then take divinely inspired action, right? But you have to do the work of setting the intention, planting the seeds, all of the things. You have to know what it is that you want to experience so the universe can be like, oh, well, I'll bring that to you. Sure. But if you don't know, then it's going to sit there and wait till like, well, you got to give me something. And the majority of the time, if you don't know what you want, you're ruminating over what you don't want. And that's why you keep getting negative things. Okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be dropping the next video lesson in the Tarot Challenge in just a bit. So make sure you're all paying attention in the tribe. If you're wanting to learn tarot, get into the tribe and you have access to my tarot apprenticeship module. You can go through it at your own pace and it is everything about tarot and some, okay? Just FYI, you're home. Why are you home? All right. Love you all. I'm going to go figure out what's going on with my children. I will see you Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here in the tribe. We have our session on Saturday, okay, to go over week 2 of the Tarot Challenge. But if you need anything, everything is linked in my bio, YouTube, everything is linked below. But yeah, thank you all. I'll see you then.